Hello everyone, I am Lanisha Porter and this is a tale from a dark-skinned woman. Surely, I'm sure it did. I think that growing up for me, my personal experience was that the messaging that was sent subconsciously and very consciously through my household was that I was beautiful. My dad, every morning I would walk past him to get to the restroom to begin my morning routine, and he just made a huge deal out of how pretty I looked. And once I was all dressed, I mean, it was just full-blown dramatics, like, oh, that's my daughter, girl, I didn't even recognize you. So I mean, he just always made me feel beautiful. So that was the internal messaging that I was getting at 7 a.m. in the morning before I even ever went out into society to conduct my day. So I was already protected and shielded with this armor of confidence that was instilled at home that morning. And I grew up with 4 brothers, and even with them, with their choices of women, the women that they dated were women of color. They dated multiple women across the spectrum, but you know, I never saw them exclude dark-skinned women, light-skinned. I never, you know, the messaging that was sent even with the choice of women that I saw my brothers date was that we're beautiful. We are worth the dramatics of being told that we are gorgeous. So I would say for me, the messaging that I got as it pertains to my confidence as a dark-skinned woman was very positive. However, once I got older and was exposed to other people's opinions and thought experiments about dark skin and where it ranks on the spectrum of beauty, that I noticed that other people had different opinions and regards about dark skin. Certainly, I definitely believe that media and all of the various forms that it can be received through influences everyone. I think that media can offer very subliminal messages, and subconsciously you are doing things to try to adhere to that standard. And it just kind of programs the way that you think. When I heard that Lil Wayne lyric, beautiful black woman, I bet that look better red. Well, you're not really being cerebral when you're listening to the music. You're just enjoying it for entertainment purposes, you know? It's more of something to, it's recreational, right? So you're not literally sifting through the lyrics looking to be offended. But somewhere in my mind, somewhere in my age, when I became of more maturity and started holding artists more accountable, I did realize how offensive that lyric was. And I did realize how that could insult dark-skinned women as it should, and how that could shape the perception of beauty for people dating dark-skinned women. To have such an influential artist spew such a seed of thought across such a giant platform, one has to understand that that is going to shape or mold or influence the way that someone sees dark skin. So certainly, I think negatively and both positively, media influences how you see yourself growing up. I'm not sure I ever drew the line of demarcation for what's beautiful or what's not based on media alone. I think it was other people that planted the seed in my mind that they felt differently about dark skin. So certainly media plays a huge role in shaping the opinions and the perspective and the confidence of others. And I think we have to hold people in media accountable for making sure that all beauty is represented. All beauty is represented. And that also points out a very important task that people in media have. Um, when someone on a bigger platform is giving a nod or giving acknowledgement to the features or to the characteristics that make up your likeness, that makes you feel good. It makes you feel like you belong. It makes you feel like you have space to be beautiful in the greater, bigger world. So it feels good to have your beauty acknowledged. And I can't really ever say that I feel like I've been at a deficit of that, because I grew up seeing beautiful women on TV. And you're not really at a young age thinking about who is the lead character. When someone's on TV, they're on TV, at least in my mind. So growing up seeing women such as Wanda from the Bernie Mac show, seeing Tony Childs from Girlfriend, seeing Rudy Huxtable, seeing Gabrielle Union, Kelly Rowland, Angela Bassett. I think I said Gabrielle Union already. I just thought that those women were beautiful. Brandy. Yeah, I have always felt that I have had representation when I've been able to look at the media. Certainly, I have been told I am pretty for a dark-skinned woman. Any single instance is divorced from my mind at the moment, but certainly I've been told that you are pretty to be dark-skinned, you're pretty for a dark-skinned girl. And I think another variation of that insult is, what are you mixed with? And I think what's being insinuated is, what other race, culture, ethnicity can account for the beauty that I see in you right now? Because surely African American isn't dominant enough to account for this beauty alone. You know what I mean? The idea is that to be that pretty, to have that texture of curl pattern, it has to be supplemented by another race that you are inheriting this gene or this trait from. So it's super offensive. I've definitely been asked that. I was asked it on a date before. The guy saw my curl pattern and said, "Oh, you have a really good grade of hair. What are you mixed with?" You know, and so I think the appropriate response to that is, I'm not pretty despite being Black. I am beautiful because I am Black. You know what I mean? So that's how you have to handle that. Well, as a dark-skinned woman now, I definitely wear more sunscreen. The sun can be very harmful to your skin if you don't take the proper precautions. As a dark-skinned woman, I mean, I don't really look at my dark skin as a handicap at all. So I think that this question is a little quirky, but I just navigate how anybody else would navigate. I don't see my dark skin as a handicap. To answer that question, and to run down a regimen or a routine for you, would be underhandedly admitting that dark skin is somehow a handicap, and it's not at all. I navigate society how any other person would navigate society. Not to get too brainiac here, but I think the purpose of skin is to protect your internal organs. And people put such superficial meanings on things, such as the tone of your skin, what color it is, what shade it is, which all of that is so silly. Skin just has a purpose to protect. So I navigate society how anybody else with skin would navigate society. I live my life. So there's that on that. But I definitely would say, much like the sentiments I submitted in the last question, I definitely am more equipped to challenge people when they offer me very skewed ideas about beauty. I'm able to go toe to toe with you if you say something out of pocket now. When it comes to dating, I try my best not to police the preferences of others. I think that it is fair for someone to date and to pursue the things that they are attracted to. And so if someone does not find me attractive, that's none of my business at all. But what I can say is that historically, I think there has been messaging sent to the public that suggests lighter skin is closer to purity. It's closer to cleanliness. It's closer to the idea of European beauty. And I also understand that that's a very skewed way to define such a large spectrum of beauty. So I guess what I can offer is that I just bask in the beauty that is mine. I just think that I'm so beautiful. I think that dark skin is beautiful. I love how when I go out into the sun, how the sun just dances on my skin and it just looks like there are diamonds embedded in my skin. Like it just shimmers. And forgive me if you think that that is too arrogant, but beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and I just think dark skin is beautiful. I think it's gorgeous. And so I'm at a point in my journey now where I can laugh at people who feel otherwise, but that's their opinion, and I have my right to feel entitled to my idea of beauty, which I am. What I do know to be true is that people have preferences. Everyone has preferences. If someone likes oranges opposed to liking strawberries, that does not take away from a strawberry being delicious. And if someone chooses light skin over my dark skin, that is their choice to do so. I think that it's very entitled and almost insane to try to criminalize someone for what they like. But what I will say is that I do understand that some people have preferences merely rooted in the idea that something is inherently bad. So if your preference is light-skinned women because you feel that dark skin is inherently ugly, or you feel that it is excluded outside of the spectrum of beauty, I feel sorry for anyone that would think that way. I would feel sorry for anyone who sees the world with such a skewed and limited and underdeveloped view, but that is their issue and not mine. But what I can offer to those that maybe feel like my dark skin won't get me picked, or my dark skin makes me lesser of a candidate, don't fall for that. That is not true. There are people out there that will love your dark skin. I mean, indulge in it, want to melt into the beauty that is your dark skin. So don't ever be fooled by the statistics and the studies that find that dark-skinned women do not rise above. No, just don't. That I feel like it's sentimental drivel to give the shock value. And while there may be truth in that for many people, I have found that there will people that will love you how you are. You are someone's preference. You are someone's preference. Your beauty, it will be highly beheld in the eye of someone. So don't you worry about if you're beautiful or not. First of all, first and foremost, I submit this enthusiastically, and I say this to you. You qualify your confidence, and don't you ever forget it. Don't wait on someone to give you permission to believe in how beautiful you are. You are beautiful, and you have to walk into a room and you have to own that. You have to believe that. And what you believe about yourself oozes out of your pores. How you feel about yourself will tell on you far before you ever actually open your mouth. So own your confidence, walk into a room knowing how beautiful you are, and know that don't wait for other people to qualify your confidence. You qualify your own confidence. Own it. Own it. God made no mistakes when he made you. His thumbprint is all over you, and you better model it well, okay? You are beautiful. What I would say more specifically to being a Black woman is what an honor. What an honor it is to descend from such a storied history and still be able to do it with such grace, with such style, with such innovation. To have your skin sparkled and shimmered with diamonds when you walk out into the sun, and there's so many hues and shades, and it's just beautiful. I love being a Black woman. It's so there's such a versatility that comes with it, and what an honor. What an honor to be a Black woman. And what an honor it is to wear my hair, which is such a valued heirloom of all the women that have come before me. Pieces of them made in me right here. So own it. Own it. Okay? I am Lanisha Porter of lanishaporter.com, and you have just listened to my tale as a dark-skinned woman. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this has inspired you, and I pray that God bless you. Be well.